one of the. Look, I love that song, but that's one of the worst fucking videos I've ever seen.
Look, it brought your attention.
Like, man, you people laughing at me. Y'all know. Come on, y'all can't even say this with a straight face. Even Martin is like, man, I don't know what you mean. Go to dtmerch.com and see the mainstays that are in there. You see the cosmic one, but you also see the black t-shirt with the white logo. Got the colored logo right there. Jerseys, hats, beanies, backpacks.
Whatever you need.
Phone covers. I would say your phone covers are cold, but if they ain't here, they are anything but, Martin. You can come in here with an email or a phone call, holler at us, and it'll be just like you're sitting right here with us. Man, how can I do that? Well, there's many ways to do it, but the way I recommend is to take your Amazon account, just plain old Amazon account, combine it with the Amazon Pay button, press in, sit back. Ooh, I got that spirit of the toasty goodness. Hallelujah! Lord, I got the tingles in my groin right now. Yes, subscription guaranteed to get you more sex if by no one else but yourself. And hey, that's a good thing. Only you know what pleases you more than anybody else out there. Unless it's me, maybe. It has finally come to fruition. We have sold over 100 tickets thus far, and we still got months to go. Months before what, Corey? Damn. Months before the Double Toasted Live in Chicago show. That's going to be on June 30th, 2018 of our Lord. People are still reeling from an event that happened on Friday. Movie's not even out yet. People are like, you know what? I probably even need that movie. You giving me the best day of my life. Made my fantasies come true right now. Of course, we're talking about that Infinity War trailer that dropped. The final trailer before the big movie comes out.
Tell me his name again.
Thanos.
That's right, motherfucker. Say my name again.
Put some spec on it.
Put some spec on my name. It'll whoop all y'all's asses. And whooped our ass he did, along with everybody else. This trailer right here, they say that, a mere trailer was treated almost like the movie itself.
Right. With
the kind of fanfare that it had. Getting everybody excited as they are. And here's the thing, man. Y'all are probably so excited by this. Because some people say, I haven't been this excited by a trailer ever in my life. Ever. Name one. Nope. Not that one.
Nah.
Nope. Not even Boom did. Nope. No. This one right here. And I'm here to tell you, and I hate to be the one to break it to you, but this ain't nothing new. That's how you know you're getting old when you got to tell these kids. We seen this before. I love this trailer right here. I love it. I haven't stopped tingling, Martin. My orgasm still going right now. Pants just as soaking wet. And the thing is, I'm with you. I love this trailer. But I've seen this before. Seen this a couple of times. And we're going to get into a few trailers here that did this way back in the day. And to show you how far this goes back, we're going back further than this, before this whole Marvel Cinematic Universe thing happened. And see, here's the thing. Let's start out with our first one. Because with you thinking that this whole trailer thing is new, I don't blame you. Because, a lot of people out there, especially young people, they're getting criticized. You're over there looking at your crusty old grandmammy, and she talking about, boy, all these super people on screen just beating the shit out of each other. I remember when I could go to a movie and just see real people talking like they got some sense. Not all this color and computer stuff and beating the hell out of each other. And you know something, I even put that on my generation. Because we think that we started this. I'm from Generation X. We think we started this trailer stuff too. But today, it's changing a little bit. There are people who bringing generations together. A lot of you think it's cool because you got your grandmama, that same crusty grandmama right there. You got your mama together and y'all went to go see Black Panther together. And y'all like, oh, we entering a new age right here. Nothing new. I went to go see Black Panther with my mom. And I thought that was a beautiful thing because we ain't never done anything like this before until I sat back and thought, no, this actually happened a long time ago when I was just
in a galaxy far, far away.
Called Waco. Where I was just a wee baby, wee little Negro Corey over in Waco. My mom scooped me up, my family. They even went with the neighbors. We went to the local drive-in to see one movie that adults, more than kids, were going crazy over. And many of you might recognize this.
Because of the wisdom and compassion of Jor-El, because he knew the human race had the capacity for goodness, he sent us his only son.
I'm like, damn, that boy got a big dick for a little kid. He's proud of it too.
It's a super dick.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna like, yeah, I'm gonna get your wife. Hey, girl,
Take me home,
get this crypto dick right here,
or I'll kill you all.
Yeah, people, this is Superman, 1978 from back in the day. And Martin, what I want to do is, as we proceed, I want to ask you, because we're talking about how the hype was real for these trailers, and I want to ask you, as you watch these, was the hype real? Or was it not? So Superman 1978, did it live up to the hype?
Sure. I mean, its big tagline was, you will believe a man can fly.
Because you've never seen anything like that in the movie
Not
before.
to where it looked good.
Yeah.
It had always looked shitty, and you could practically see the wires on anytime they had somebody fly. Or you got used to the George Reeve Superman where, they'd have him up and just have a screen go by on him real fast and blow the wind on him.
Oh, no, not green screen effects.
Yeah, him flying really slowly like that, that was the first time for that.
This year, Superman brings you the gift of flight. Superman, the movie.
This is nothing new what we're seeing here with Black Panther and the Marvel movies and even Dark Knight. You're saying like Dark Knight is one of the movies that it succeeded because, well, it treated it almost like a drama.
Yeah, like a crime movie.
Like a crime movie. And you know what? This movie did it too. It had, first of all, Academy Award-winning star power behind it, where they did take it seriously. You have Marlon Brando in here.
Wild, unsupported statements. And I tell you that we must evacuate this planet immediately.
Jor-El.
He's like, don't you say a fucking word.
He sure did have that look.
You've been the one interrupting me this whole meeting. Shut your ass up. It was so seriously taken by adults. It would be nothing to go to your friend's house and see that their parents were reading the novelization.
Oh, that's right.
Of Superman. They didn't want, not the comic book. Not the one them funny pictures in it. They were reading they wanted the literary version of Superman. And it did, talking about star power, people love villains in these movies. Gene Hackman in this film gave us one of our first, at least in this new age of comic book movies being taken seriously, he gave us a great villain that was comedic, but also, again, brought some legitimacy with his star power.
Wonderful. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Boy, got them lapels. You could tell that's 70s right there. Y'all know that Lex Luthor that wear those suits today? And they dress up like a swinger back then. I love that, man. He hanging out Studio 54 right now.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's 78. What do you want?
I ain't saying no. I ain't saying no. I like the way this is Lex Luthor, but he's got the Joker's clothes on right now.
I know.
You have to take casting into account here. Christopher Reeves, without taking anything else into account, people looked at Christopher Reeves and said, well, shit, he's just the perfect Superman.
Well, yeah, because when he got hired, he fought to get this role. He was skinny. He packed on hundreds of pounds of muscle to be ready for it. Mm-hmm. Studied Cary Grant. That was the way his Clark Kent was based on that.
Really?
Yeah. He just studied a lot of Cary Grant movies. And the testament is that, 1978, we have yet to have anybody cast as Superman who measures up to him.
It took almost a decade after Superman and even Superman 2 or so, to get the hype back up. Superman was one thing, but nobody else was pulling it off like Superman until one dude. Everybody said, no, Superman is cool. We've been paying him his respect, but we've been waiting for this dude right here.
Vicky Vale.
Bruce Wayne.
And what do you do for a living?
This was a movie where
people over
oh, yeah.
Your valet is ready, sir.
I know the way to do. Like, wait a minute, this is my car. Hold on. You gotta love. I love this Batman. Right? We're talking about Batman '89. I like the way to do. Like, your lift is here. Yeah, I'm gonna lift your ass over this hood. Right? Batman '89. Right here, the movie where you see how they're promoting this. They don't have any like narration. You know, they don't have any titles or anything. They just have people coming in saying their name, Bruce Wayne, Vicky Bell, I'm Batman. You know, they give hints of certain characters that you see. They show you symbols, icons like the Batmobile.
Right.
This was a movie that took a property that was so steeped in iconography that's how hyped people were for the movie. And Martin did it live up to that hype.
Well, yeah, it totally did. At least at the time. I mean, you know, you watch it now, it's a lot of it's silly, but back in the day when it came out, it completely lived up to that hype. You couldn't go see this movie enough.
They knew the comic book community was hyped for a certain Batman that was introduced by Frank Miller, the dark version of Batman in The Dark Knight Returns. People wanted that dark tone, so they brought in this twisted, crazy-ass goth dude to do it, Tim Burton. Yeah. And he brought his vision there. And, hey, listen, with him doing that, he said, I don't know anything about Batman, so I'm just bringing style to this. Because there were some complaints, because y'all need to leave Ben Affleck alone. Right. Talking about, hey, that ain't my Batman. That Batman killed. Y'all forgot Michael Keaton killed a lot of motherfuckers.
For the most part, he doesn't kill, and yet there's this one scene in the movie that really could be taken out. It doesn't advance the plot at all.
He blows a whole factory of henchmen up.
Exactly.
He's like, now I got y'all all in one place. Kaboom! Yeah, y'all talking about Batman don't kill. Batman killed a lot of people in one blow in this movie. And crossed the, another rule where, man, maybe you don't want to kill this certain villain at this point, this early. Tim Burton, I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't know about that.
What does that mean? Is that I've done it already. What are we talking about?
Yeah. Another thing, people said, hey, I don't really get this this whole dark new vision of Batman combined with a Prince soundtrack. That's one of the. I love that song, but that's one of the worst fucking videos I've ever seen. I that's my opinion. That's just me.
Look, it brought your attention.
Like, man, you people laughing at me. Y'all know. Come on, y'all can't even say this with a straight face. Even Martin is like, man, I don't know what you mean. These people are sitting up here dancing with these bat suits on. Prince can't decide if he want to be Batman or the Joker in this. Martin loves Batman the Joker so much. I used to think that you would wake up your girls dressed like the Joker doing this shit. Daddy, what's wrong with you? No one cared, man. No one cared because the marketing was just so strong. And you hit a point right there that symbol more than anything sold.
It did. You could come up with whatever product you wanted and slap that symbol on it. And people are like, ooh, Batman tampons. I'm getting these.
I'm laughing because I think they had those. There's something we talked about with Superman that we have to mention here. Star power, Academy Award-winning star power. If anybody came to see this movie, they didn't know anything about Batman. They were there because of Jack Nicholson as the Joker.
Yeah.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
What?
I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it.
Fuck you. Girl, shut your no. This is one that you probably don't know about. That's because it's old. And I'm not talking about the original being old. I'm talking about the movie version I'm talking about. I'm talking about the original IP. I'm talking about the original source being old. We're talking about going back to the 30s with Dick Tracy, which not really a comic book superhero, not even a comic book, was in a comic strip.
Right.
But the reason why I'm including this, because for one thing, they've been trying to bring Dick Tracy to the screen for a long time. There was a cereal back in, I'm not talking about the cereal that you eat, I'm talking about Dick Tracy cereal, part of Complete Breakfast. Now, this right here is the serialized show, Dick Tracy versus Crime Inc. and other things, back from 1937. But they even had, bringing that to the small screen, they even did like in 1961 an animated Dick Tracy. I remember seeing reruns of this at some point somewhere.
Take the retouchables and get over there fast.
The
That is all.
retouchables.
6-2 and even. Over and out.
Oh, jeez.
Had a time.
It's a cinch. I'll blast the blooming black and gliders, by Jack.
I don't even understand. That's not even in the comic strip. A British talking dog.
Yeah.
who plays with a
ball and bat.
With a ball and bat. Yeah, that's not even a comic strip. So, as you can see, it was a struggle for people to do. But because of Batman in 1989, a year later in 1990, the hype was strong enough to get a Dick Tracy movie made, and not just any movie. This was a trend that was so profitable, so respected. This superhero thing. Again, this is in the 80s and the early 90s. That Warren Beatty came on board to do a Dick Tracy movie.
Extra Tracy Battles move!
I'm taking this bum out of the headlines. I'm rubbing him out.
Hey, Tracy, watch out!
Take Tracy to me. I say we kill Tracy now.
You challenge me, we all go down!
Now, you can also see, well, maybe not under all that rubber and all that makeup, but he had some big stars. Al Pacino was in this. If you let the trailer go longer, you'll see Madonna, a superstar back then. I'm not saying she's not now, but that was her heyday back then, her prime. Sure. Let me ask you this. Did it live up to the hype?
No.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
No, not at all. In Batman 1989, I think it was in like the $200 million mark before it left for its domestic gross. This came down to 103. Not bad, but a disappointment. And the thing is, it only cost $47 million to make, so it was still kind of profitable. But you know how studios are. We got this projection that we want. We want Batman money. You ain't bringing Batman money, you're a failure.
Yeah, and I guess it didn't have cinema score then, but I'd be curious of what that was.
Yeah,
because I don't remember anybody loving this movie.
Now you're talking about not being able to live up to Batman. Let's cut to 1992 now. And as we said, people are like, look, man, not interested in this comic strip, old time 1930-something detective. Bring back the superheroes. In fact, don't even bring back just any superhero. You want something? You want us to get hype again? Bring back the Batman. Mm-hmm. We want to see him.
Hi.
Look, I'm sorry about yesterday. I had a big deal come up.
Burn, baby, burn!
That's all anybody can say when they saw the Penguin. Danny DeVito as the Penguin. I remember people hyping this trailer, but every time he got there, like, shit.
Yeah.
What happened to him? That's the Penguin dipped in toxic waste. Where's his hat? Where's the cigar? Where's the wang wang? Where's his...
That's Tim Burton taking full control.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why does this man have deformed hands, and why is he always coughing up blood and black stuff?
And black shit. Yeah.
Yeah, correct me, Martin. I said stuff. Yeah, black shit.
It's black shit. There's no getting around that.
And that was the thing with this, man. Did it live up to the hype or not, Martin?
I feel like not, but some people still love it to this day.
I will say, I know that this movie has its cult following because it has the Tim Burton touch to it. It's dark. It's got some very, very, very twisted imagery to it. And people still just hang on to it because, well, it's Batman and it's Tim Burton's Batman. But I would say it did not live up to the hype. And the reasons why is because just like with anything coming after Batman 89, nothing could touch the phenomenon of that.
No.
That was something that was just too new, something that was just hitting at the right time.
Sure.
Not even Batman could live up to Batman with this. And not for lack of trying. I mean, the thing with Batman is that it had these villains in it. And these villains, they could not live up to the Joker.
They couldn't. Although there was a consensus that everybody loved Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman.
They did. No, they did. Everybody was really excited about it. And she got a lot of praise for that, too. Tim Burton, his vision, was just too twisted. And a lot of it has to fall on Danny DeVito. Not his performance, really, but people just could not warm up to that design of his, that way too grotesque look that he had.
My dear penguins, the time has come to punish all of Gotham!
And that is one of the reasons why people deem this as a failure.
Well, also, if you read Batman, hey, you know Batman, you know the Penguin, you know Catwoman. Who is this Max Schreck guy?
Oh, yeah.
Who's taking up way too much screen time.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about what's his name?
Christopher Walken.
But again, some things people let the first Batman slide on something, and one of the things he let it slide is Batman's killing people. Okay, you know what? In that, besides the Joker, who all right, he had it coming. We get it. He killed his parents, so we gonna let you have that one. You can't be doing this shit no more though. And he blew up a factory, but we didn't know those dudes, you know.
Right.
Technically, the bombs killed them.
And for all we know, they saw him drop a bomb and they ran out.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't see. Yeah, we never saw that. You know, them dudes jump in the water. Whoa. Yeah, and Batman never got out the car, so he couldn't even see him.
Right.
So he didn't know. Maybe that was an accident. Maybe he was trying to like hit his windshield wipers and he accidentally hit the bomb button.
Shit.
Yeah. This one, they said, no, his bloodlust is a little too strong. Now you killing people and you know exactly what you're doing. Did you see that smile on his face when he put that bomb on him? Killing people and enjoying it.
And yeah, laughing about it.
Yeah. Yeah, my man, he got a bloodlust for this now. That's your ass. You're like, I'm liking this shit. He like, this killing shit? I gotta enjoy this. Got the taste. And people deemed this not only a failure because it couldn't live up to the first Batman, which it did make about $100 million less than that first Batman, but they couldn't sell it as much. So dark that they couldn't sling them Happy Meals, man. Couldn't sell those toys. You see, they had to actually change.
Oh, yeah.
Some things, right?
They went back to the classic Penguin.
The classic Penguin right there, yeah. They couldn't sell that. They couldn't market it. They couldn't sell the Happy Meals. It was too dark for people. And some people say, you know what? That led to a bigger disaster that everybody knew down the line.
My name is Freeze. Learn it well, for it's the chilling sound of your doom.
Oh, yes, it was.
Jesus, how many takes did he need to get that out?
About 50.
You know, those huge pauses between each sentence. Jesus.
You don't understand, Martin. I'm a dramatic actor now. In a comic book. All right, man. Now's my moment. But and it was also something where it was two different tones clashing with each other.
Oh yeah.
It was dark, but it was also very goofy at times. Some people just gave up on it. Like, okay, the moment that you have Bruce Wayne scratching on a CD like he's a DJ.
Like everybody was like, CDs don't work like that.
Yeah. They thought we were dumb. They thought like, oh, this CD thing, and they still don't know that technology.
Right.
Wiki. Yeah, no. Let's go ahead and move forward to 2000, the year 2000. There was a movie that came out at a time where people forgot about superheroes. Hollywood, this moment, they were more focused on volcanoes and asteroids.
Right.
You know, I think it took people by surprise because they were so used to superhero movies being bad that this one was the last thing that they expected to be good.
Truth is that mutants are very real.
I just wanted to show some of the mutants right there. Of course, you see everybody's favorite mutant, Wolverine, in there, but this is one where, if nothing else, it seemed like they got a few things right. So, Martin, was the hype? Did it live up to it?
I'd say it did. I mean, it probably just by the casting of Patrick Stewart alone. Mm-hmm. And it was between that and Hugh Jackman, who looked nothing like Wolverine, being somehow the perfect Wolverine. Mm-hmm. I think that was enough.
Yeah, you know what, you got it right there, man. They had a lot of mutants in here who looked like the mutants that everybody's used to. But the thing that people were talking about is that, wait a minute, Hugh Jackman?
Yeah. And he's 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he's tall and he's doing all them rom-coms and shit, and I even heard he dances. He's gonna be Wolverine, but once people saw pictures, they start giving it a chance. And then when they saw the performance, first of all, people went in there because it just looked like a decent superhero movie.
Yeah.
But word of mouth got it that this guy was great.
Yeah, well, it was before they started getting superhero costumes right. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they were in black leather, people were like, well, it's disappointing, but Hey, at least they're dressed darkly. I'm sure they're going to take it seriously.
The power of casting is something that we see a consistent thing going on here. This is something, those two really sold this movie, Wolverine and Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier. So much so that you want to go years later, they're still the ones selling this movie. They took these dudes years later, put them on a road trip film.
She needs our help.
You are
Someone will come along.
Someone
has come along.
I am still right here.
Now, you talk about a trailer that lived up to the hype.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's something that that movie I loved and was way better than anything I expected from the trailer. This is going to be a surprise to people. We're going to jump up to 2003, and some of you are going to be like, they were looking forward to this? And yes, they were. Because at the time, the Hulk, people love the Hulk. People love the Hulk so much. People love the Hulk so much that we accepted a man painted in green paint.
Sure.
Lou Ferrigno, who was even somewhat of a bully. This dude you expected him to be fighting other supervillains. No, he's beating up teddy bears. What did I do besides bring you comfort? The dude's picking on things that didn't even deserve it, man. But people were hyped for something because the technology caught up to where we could see a Hulk that represented the Hulk that we saw in comics. And before we even saw the Hulk, they gave, now, again, you talk about how teasers are for trailers, how that's kind of annoying today, and some of you even love that. They were doing it back then. This is one of the first ones that I remember having an impact because they really did tease people like Spielberg used to tease people. They hinted at something monstrous or some kind of creature, something wonderful maybe, but or something very frightening, but they never showed it to you.
When I totally lose control.
You call a Hulk fart right there. The thing with that is that people were excited to see what CG could bring to the Hulk. And then when it came to one of the Super Bowls where they showed the Hulk trailer, you got a glimpse of not only what the Hulk was going to look like in CG form, which was closer now to a comic book, but also they were able to market this to where it picked up on some of for people who grew up on the old Hulk. They made sure to kind of reach out to those people by putting some famous lines in there.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah, a lot of people said, well, got the look down, you touching on my nostalgia, a lot of action, some more star power, Eric Bana, Nick Nolte, but Martin, did it live up to the hype?
Hell no.
Need I ask?
It insults me that you would even ask that question.
I'm sorry, it is. People would come back with just these lame counter arguments. But Martin, the Hulk, he threw a tank.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
People
I
say
remember that. But I got to see the Hulk throw a tank. That's all I wanted to see. So you saw that in the trailer.
Yeah.
What the hell?
There was a lot of people who were excited about having Ang Lee direct this because, again, it was a serious director who's going to come in and take comic books seriously. But he wanted to make this an art house thinking man's comic book with the dumbest character in the Marvel Universe. Yeah. The Hulk, I'm not talking about dumb as in I'm insulting. The Hulk is dumb. You know what I mean? The Hulk's I love the Hulk so much. I grew up with the Hulk. I had to be there for my man, and it hurt to see that this did not work. And I was there for about 30 minutes of this movie. I was there, and then it got to a point where it's just like, okay, now you making me look stupid. The moment you bring on a goddamn poodle on steroids,
come on.
That's your thinking man's art house poodle right there. It's roided out poodle that fights the Hulk out of all the villains that can fight the Hulk. A poodle. Okay, now, sir, you've just called me stupid. Moving up to 2005, how can you possibly mess this up? I mean, you got nowhere to go but up, especially when you look at 1994's Roger Corman's Fantastic Four. Goin. this is a movie that you kind of give it credit for trying. The costumes, while looking cheap, were faithful.
Yeah, faithful. That's the word.
Yeah, and
Dr. Doom looked like Dr. Doom.
Yeah, and the Thing, while looking like rubber, looked like the Thing more than some of these other movies that they. Yeah, bro. And you're thinking 2005, man. Now we have the technology to build this. Mm-hmm. We can give this the proper CG big budget treatment that it deserves with the cast that it needs.
He's heating up from his core.
You don't want to walk around on fire for the rest of your life, do you?
Is that a trick question?
20th Century Fox presents and keeps fucking up. The Fantastic Four. This is, how this is, man. I mean, look, just because you have a bigger budget doesn't always mean that you do better. But we don't know. Is that the case with this, Martin? Did it live up to the hype? And it was hyped.
Yeah, it was hyped. It was not better. I mean, they had better actors this time around for what it was worth, not much. Chris Evans comes off all right in it.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he was the best part of it, and his interacting with Michael Chiklis as the Thing. Mm-hmm. Even the Thing looked good sometimes, and then other times it looked like the costume was made out of styrofoam.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I hated that thing right there. And I liked that Tim Story, who's the director here, tried not to use a lot of CG.
Yeah,
go back to practical effects, but that was not the case here.
No.
This is the last one, and this is a film that people thought would work because you're talking about playing on people's memories and people's nostalgia. This pretty much went in and tried the best that they could within a certain extent to recreate that magic from decades ago.
For this reason above all, their capacity for good, I have sent them you, my only son.
They brought Marlon Brando back with his voice. I even think they brought him back with some CG and an extended cut of this movie, Superman Returns. They brought back the memories with the music. They even recreated Christopher Reeves. Man, they got
it is like Brandon Routh was grown in a lab.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, somebody got some DNA from somewhere.
Yeah, because it was jaw dropping, the resemblance, and especially the voice. I would close my eyes and I was like, they have the exact same voice.
Yeah. Somebody scooped up some of Christopher Reeve's piss off the floor or something and created this boy here, and they said, we got another Superman movie. Mm-hmm. Taking it back. Now, we opened up with Superman, kind of bookending with Superman here. With this thing coming back around, surely this had to live up to the hype. Did it, Martin?
Well, I am a fan of this movie, but I understand why people don't like it, and I would have to say, no, it didn't. And the biggest part is because of it being, it's nice that it was a love letter to the original Christopher Reeve movies, but it's too much of that.
You know what? And that's the thing, Martin, with this. It's kind of a yes and a no. Was it successful? Yes, on both ends. Because I remember talking bad about this movie. I'm not a big fan of it, but I got to give credit where credit is due. It was critically not torn apart. It was pretty much well received. I think if you go over to Rotten Tomatoes, you see that it got like a fresh rating. And also, if you go and look up the budget on this and the box office gross, I guess that's probably where it's considered a failure because the production budget on that's $270 million. It only brought in $200 million. So some people said, man, if it just wasn't so expensive and where'd all that money go anyway, this probably would have been a bigger hit. So yes and no. And the thing that people said is like what Martin said. It was just too much trying to harken back to the original Superman. It's like, all right, you know something? We just go back and watch Superman from 1978.
Yeah.
Which is a better movie.
The little bit it did advance the story is stuff I love. And the way it really paints Superman as an alien who's cut off from everybody else. This one was too sentimental.
And this one was, there you go. That's the perfect word, too sentimental. To the point where they're like, a big problem with Superman is people saying, well, also, please, can we get someone other than Lex Luthor?
Right.
Lex Luthor is getting old.
Wrong!
It's like, what the fuck is that, a candle? We're going to stop him with Bed Bath & Beyond. And that's another thing. He's always trying to stop people with, kryptonite. That story is old. And the movie, if anything, it doesn't hold up well because I'm sorry to say, but you got Kevin Spacey in here, and every time you see it now, it's just going to be Lex Luthor trying to grab Superman by the dick in this. Give me that D right there.
Or trying to have sex with that little boy.
Oh, it didn't take no little boy to grab. He was grabbing people no matter what. Hey, how you doing? Hey, man.
Oh, come on. Your package is sticking out. You know you wanted it.
Yeah. What's up, Superman? Dick is your kryptonite right now. You can see that this has been going on, the trailer hype for superheroes for a long time. So for all these people who are complaining about, man, superheroes, they're coming in and just ruining Hollywood.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Now, if you know of anything that we missed, or you have any favorite movies that got you hyped that are probably very early with the hype train and the hype trailers, let us know. If you're on the site, put in the comment section. If you are on YouTube, you can put it in the comment section. But we'd like to hear from you. List it there for everybody to see.